The Peugeot 205 GTI arrived in 1984, it redefined what a hot hatch could be. While the Golf GTI was refined and sophisticated, the 205 GTI was raw, visceral, and incredibly engaging to drive. Motoring journalists ran out of superlatives, with many calling it one of the best-handling front-wheel drive cars ever made. The 205 GTI came in two flavors: the 1.6 with 105 bhp and the later 1.9 with 130 bhp. Both were brilliant, though many enthusiasts actually prefer the Revia 1.6. What made the 205 GTI special was its combination of lightweight, perfect balance and that indefinable French flair. The minimalist interior focused on driving rather than luxury, and the distinctive Speedline alloy wheels became iconic. The 205 GTI developed a reputation for lift-off oversteer that could catch the unwary, leading to extremely high insurance premiums for younger drivers. But for those who could afford to run one, it offered a driving experience that few cars could match. Even today, good examples command strong prices from collectors who remember just how special these cars were. The Rover SD1, launched in 1976 but reaching its peak in the early 1980s, was one of the most striking executive cars ever produced in Britain. Styled by David Bash, its fastback design was clearly influenced by Italian exotic cars, giving it a presence that no other British saloon could match. The V8-powered versions, particularly the Vitesse, offered genuine performance in a practical four-door package. The police loved them, with many forces using SD1s for motorway patrol duties. The sight of a white SD1 with orange stripes in your rearview mirror became one of the defining images of 1980s British motoring. Unfortunately, the SD1 suffered from British Leyland's well-documented quality issues. Early cars in particular had numerous problems, from electrical gremlins to build quality that varied dramatically. But when they worked properly, they were magnificent, combining space, pace and grace in a uniquely British package. The SD1 represented the last of the traditional British executive saloons before German brands came to dominate the sector. The Morris Ital, produced from 1980 to 1984, was essentially a facelifted Morris Marina, a car that was already outdated when it was launched in 1971. Italian design house Giugiaro provided the new front and rear styling, hence the Ital name, but underneath it was still very much the Marina. While enthusiasts might mock it today, the Ital served a purpose. It was cheap, simple, and easy to maintain. Parts were readily available, any mechanic could work on it, and it offered basic transportation at a low price. For many families on tight budgets, the Ital provided reliable, if uninspiring, motoring. The Ital represents a particular era in British motoring, the last gasp of the old-school, rear-wheel drive family saloon before front-wheel drive took over completely. It might not have been sophisticated, but it was honest, and for many people, that was enough. The Talbot Sunbeam had a complicated birth, starting life as a Chrysler before the company's European operations were sold to Peugeot. Despite this confusion, the Sunbeam was actually a competent small car, particularly in its hotter versions. The Sunbeam Lotus, developed with Lotus cars, used a version of the Lotus twin-cam engine and was a genuine performance car. It achieved considerable success in rallying, with Henry Toivonen winning the 1980 World Rally Championship Drivers' title in one. This success helped boost the image of the entire Sunbeam range. By the time the Sunbeam was discontinued in 1981, the Talbot brand itself was on borrowed time. Peugeot would soon phase it out entirely, making the Sunbeam one of the last cars to wear the Talbot badge. Today, they're rare sights on British roads, but those who remember them recall a surprisingly capable and underrated car. The Citroën BX arrived in Britain in 1983 and was unlike anything else on the market. With its angular styling, plastic body panels, and most importantly, Citroën's legendary hydro-pneumatic suspension, it was a car that polarized opinion. You either got Citroën's unique approach to car design, or you didn't. The BX's party piece was that suspension system. It could raise and lower itself self-level regardless of load and provided a magic carpet ride that no conventional suspension could match. The dashboard looked like something from science fiction, with rows of warning lights and switches that controlled functions most cars didn't even have. While never a mainstream choice in Britain, the BX developed a devoted following among those who appreciated its comfort, economy, the diesel versions were particularly frugal, and sheer difference. It represented everything that was wonderful and weird about French car design, offering genuine innovation in an increasingly conservative market.